okay? Good. Yeah, I'm good.
One suspect
guns
with
out.
an extensive and violent criminal history shoots at police in Minnesota only to get released, steal a cop car,
Fucking A,
and
man.
start shooting at police all over again.
I've lost my radio.
Imagine that, he gets
Around
released.
noon
What
on
is
March
going on in
16th,
Minnesota,
2020,
man?
officers were called to a Walmart in Brooklyn Park, Minnesota to investigate some potential shoplifting, along with the purchase of a suspicious amount of ammo. From the surveillance footage, the suspect in question can be seen paying cash for an item in the electronics section of the store. However, it is worth noting that this individual has a criminal history of counterfeiting. In fact, at the time this video was recorded, he had just served a several-year-long sentence for counterfeiting.
So, apparently not a very good counterfeiter, by the way. I've never actually seen good counterfeit money. I've seen people try to pass off what basically amounts to just better than Monopoly money as counterfeits, like at casinos and stuff. But I guess apparently that's a good way to launder counterfeit money, too.
He was also charged with the illegal possession of a firearm and for possessing at least 6 grams of cocaine, heroin, and/or meth.
Well, at least he spreads out his crimes across all of the different areas of the statutes.
After filling up his cart past the brim, the suspect walks himself to the self-checkout lane. Here, suspected accomplices can be seen. When the suspect walks out the door to leave, he is confronted by police, and the following scene unfolds.
Down on the ground right now. Get down on the ground right now.
He's already tased him? There he goes. Okay.
Get down on the ground right now.
And they picked this up right in the middle of it. So... Okay, yeah, and right there, and I will just say this, okay? You see a lot of people ask, like, why cops don't deploy their tasers, like, more often on guys, and a lot of times they go... In this case, the officer was right for going to his taser first, unless there was something else I didn't see before they picked up with his footage and not that shitty surveillance footage. But that right there is exactly why. Like, a lot of times tasers aren't effective. What I'm going to guess is that dude had a pretty thick coat on and it probably didn't go through. But tasers are not a 100% fix. In my career, I deployed my taser on somebody 4 times and it worked the way it should once. So that's a lot of times why. And in this case, this guy actually ran away and is now shooting at police. So, but I mean, the officer still initially made the correct call in tasing the guy, I guess, depending on what was happening beforehand. But obviously he had no intention of stopping. Now he's getting shot at. I guess some of those are return fire. Ooh. Well, they got him in a crossfire, but here's the thing you got to think about. Like, where is the other officer? So the suspect, I think is this him right here. He was over here when he was getting shot at. And this cop's partner is somewhere over here from what I can tell. Like, maybe back behind this car or whatever. It's a good position to have on your suspect, but you're also shooting towards your partner. And I wonder if he took that into account before he started shooting like that.
533 shots fired, Walmart parking lot.
Shots fired, Walmart parking lot, 205.
Oh, we got the rifle now. That's serious business. That's what I'm talking about. At least he had the presence of mind to go to his rifle.
Yeah, I'm good, I'm good.
Using y'all, stay focused.
Where'd he go?
Where is he? You okay? Stay down! Get down! Don't get down on the ground right now! Down on the
Oh
ground!
shit, he's going to a crowd of people. Oh man, this one took
While one
off
officer
fast.
pursues the shooter, this officer orders the 2 suspected accomplices to get on the ground.
Okay. Cuff them up quick if you can and get on with the shooter, man. Don't leave your partner hanging. Did he run right up to him and shoot him?
Get your hands behind your back.
There you go.
Get your hands up!
After the incident, the shooter was sent to the hospital to recover from his injuries,
Really?
which were not fatal. No other injuries were reported. While court documentation for this incident is not readily available, news sources indicate that the shooter was charged with 2 counts of first-degree assault, particularly the use of deadly force against a peace officer, and 1 count of possession of ammunition or a firearm as a convicted felon.
Wow.
2 additional charges were filed against the suspect months later for the same incident.
What were
he
they?
was charged with second-degree assault and first-degree robbery for pointing his gun at a woman in an alleged attempt to carjack her during the shooting. Take note of this dark form of foreshadowing.
Right.
The sentencing results of this case have become moot after the suspect posted bail in April of the next year and would be involved in another incident with police.
So he got those charges. That first incident right there was, I think they said March of 2020. So this is a year later, April of 21, I'm going to guess.
May 19th, 2021, the suspect was stopped during a routine traffic violation in Utah. At the time, he was traveling with a female in the passenger seat. The traffic violation eventually led to enough suspicion for the officer.
I didn't catch what state it was in the first one, so he may have gone somewhere else. And oh yeah, I take that back. I'm stupid. It was Minnesota in the first one. So in this one, he's all the way across the country in Utah, so they actually have no idea who he is.
To conduct a search of the vehicle, the officer calls for more squads to arrive on scene. The officers are unaware that the suspect is out on bail for shooting at officers in Minnesota.
So do you have any other idea? It's probably a low car. Based on the stories. Not that that ID doesn't even look like her at all.
See, I need that cop job where I get to wear a t-shirt to work.
Just so you know, he's consented to a search of the vehicle, okay? Is there anything illegal in the vehicle that I need to be aware of before we find it?
Where's he at?
No marijuana, methamphetamine, guns, bombs, heroin. You need gloves?
Yes.
You want gloves?
That guy's a lot more trusting than I am. If I'm searching a vehicle for drugs, or really searching a vehicle for anything, for any reason whatsoever, I'm putting gloves, because you never know what you're touching. You don't know. Nowadays, you don't know if it's fentanyl, but you also don't want to be putting your fingerprints on things that could have been involved in crimes or whatever,
The search, the officer had the suspect sit in the passenger seat of his cruiser without handcuffing him. News sources indicate that 9 pounds of methamphetamines were found in the suspect's vehicle, along with a 9mm handgun.
Got a meth pipe.
Ooh, yeah, you did.
Got gloves by chance, extra gloves? Yeah.
What is this guy's obsession with gloves? There we go. Oh, God.
Why don't you just watch her? Yeah, I'll watch her. Stay there. Hey, he's taking your car. Hold.
Are you serious, dude? You just left him uncuffed in your vehicle while you did a drug search? You are not serious right now. You want a perfect example of what not to do, future police officers of America? Don't leave a suspect in your passenger seat of your vehicle unsupervised with it running. Okay, while you search his vehicle for a 9 pounds of meth. Okay, don't do that for starters. You don't do that, and you are well on your way to success in a law enforcement field. Jesus. You have got to be kidding me right now.
There. Hey, he's taking your car. Hold.
Oh my God, bro. That's embarrassing. Yeah, dude.
Grizz Road 569. I'm going to be going 1080 with a suspect. He has stolen the K9's vehicle. He is in a police vehicle. We are 202 northbound.
Yes, you heard that correctly. There is a K9 police dog in the patrol vehicle that was stolen.
There's a dog in there, too. Bro. This U-Haul, of course. Get over, bro. So, the reason why he's not just zipping past him right here is because I was always taught when you're running code, which lights and sirens, all that stuff, you stay in the left lane, let everybody move over to the right. That way you're not zipping over here and they see you and they try to move over to move over into your lane and you end up causing an accident. So a lot of times you pull right up on people. They won't move. They won't move. They won't move. They won't move. And like, I guarantee you that there's dash cam video of me out there at my former employer where I'm screaming at people to get the fuck over. If you ever see a police officer behind you, get over to the right lane and do it quick.
13, this is one Oscar, I believe it's one Oscar 9 or one Oscar 10's police unit. They're taking the 202 exit. Do I have permission to continue?
They stole a police unit with a K9. You have to ask permission to continue.
13569, requesting permission to continue taking 202 exit. Police vehicle, affirmative.
10-4, looks like he's just stopped right here at the stop sign at the 202.
This is not common, as far as I know, amongst police agencies. I never had to do this. If I was in a pursuit with somebody, I didn't have to ask permission to continue. Now, I would go, and if it got too dangerous, or if my sergeant thought there was a reason why that it didn't need to continue, which was usually because it got too dangerous, he would cancel me. Otherwise, I was going to go, or if I thought it was too dangerous on my own, I could cancel, but never did I ever have to ask permission to continue a pursuit, especially if it would have been, and this never happened to me, if it would have been a police vehicle with a K9 inside, I would have never had to stop and ask permission for that. That is fucking ridiculous. That is a bureaucratic move right there. That's his agency worried more about liability than anything. He stopped? Oh shit, he's probably trying to figure out how to get the weapon out.
He's got a
rifle?
He's got a gun.
The gun the suspect is shooting at the officers with is the police department's rifle from the cruiser.
He figured out where the lock was. This trooper, I don't know if he's got a rifle, but he probably ought to go to it.
He's got his rifle.
Yeah, and so right now, for those of you who do not know guns very well, right now that suspect has a massive firepower advantage over these officers. A pistol is not going to be nearly as accurate at a distance as that rifle is, and if he's able, if that guy knows what he's doing with the rifle at all, then I mean, right now he has a massive advantage over these officers. I'm wondering why this trooper isn't going to his rifle where it's at. A lot of the ones where I was from kept their rifles in the trunk of the car. Some of them actually had the rack like in the middle of the unit, like next to them, like I did. But a lot of the guys I knew kept their rifle. They had like a rack in the top part of the trunk right here. They'd lift it up and they could get to their rifle from there. Jesus, man. They're close. Don't back away. Yeah. Rifle rounds are have a lot more penetrating power than pistols, and he just emptied a whole mag. Do you have a lot of rounds? Where's your partner at? There you go. Get back to him. This guy's got his rifle out.
I've lost my radio.
Watch out, watch out, watch out.
Oof.
We got cars.
There he was on the back end of that.
I don't have a radio.
I'll get in your car.
Get down behind the engine block. So tactically on a vehicle, the safest place on a vehicle to hide is behind the engine block. Because everything else, like doors and stuff like that, rifle rounds, I mean, pistol rounds can rip right through right through just a plain door. Some police vehicles do have armor in the doors, but typically probably not. Maybe the state does, but not our poor ass agency. We just had regular trucks that were kind of fitted to have police shit in them.
Ridgefield 569, shots fired, shots fired.
Copy, shots fired, 1622, everyone okay?
Affirm he's attempting to steal someone's vehicle.
Don't stop, dude.
Go, 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 go!
The pedestrians pulling up to the scene discover a true nightmare. The shooter attempts to carjack their vehicle, walking right up to the passenger side window.
Richfield 569. He's
Run,
attempting
dude.
to steal a civilian's vehicle right here. He has a county's rifle. Put the gun down! Drop the weapon!
Get out of there, dude. Stomp on that gas and duck.
It's a white mid-size SUV.
It's like a Ford Fusion or something. If this guy gets away with this vehicle,
202 by the stop sign.
this guy right here that we're hearing talk is going to have a hard time staying in that position. He's going to have to just jump in with his partner if his partner has room. Otherwise, he's out of it.
Richfield 569, be advised there are vehicles on the northbound off or on ramp parked to the side.
Yeah. I think he's using that person as cover right now.
Put the gun down!
He's got a hostage.
Put
I
it
don't.
down!
Reports in
I don't. Yeah. She probably thought he was a deputy. I think his feet are still over here. I don't think he's gotten into the vehicle.
indicate that a female driver unaware of the situation slowed down to see if the shooter needed help. The suspect reportedly pointed his rifle at her head and told them if they did not transport him, he would kill them. The driver's significant other made the decision to hit the barrel of the rifle away. The suspect would then pull the trigger and fire it into the center of the dashboard. This caused the car's OnStar system to activate, temporarily disabling the SUV. They quickly restarted the car and sped away. However, the suspect kept firing at them, causing a bullet to go through the passenger's leg. This is unknown to the officers in the moment.
Okay, so that's just, I didn't know that about OnStar. Man, that's a crazy, crazy situation. And that right there is exactly why people don't stop to help pedestrians anymore when they're broke down on the side of the road. That shit right there.
I see it. You got your shotgun?
It's in the front.
Did he make it up to his vehicle again? I can't tell where he's at.
What's that?
I think I hit his leg.
Gotcha.
The officer did indeed hit the suspect in the leg.
Good deal.
13-569, he was firing at that civilian vehicle. They're stopped. I don't know if they're hit or not. He's hunkered down behind county's vehicle right now.
Wow. I wonder why he stopped driving this vehicle, honestly. I wonder if he wrecked out or something, got a flat tire, or I don't know. I wonder why he stopped driving it. And hasn't gotten back into it.
Move it back, passenger side, driver's side, rear driver's side. Show me your hands! Show me your hands!
He may have fired off all his rifle rounds.
He's behind that tire.
That dog's going nuts right now. He hasn't fired anything lately that I've seen. Is that him?
Was that you?
I can't tell who's firing what now. Is that coming from him or that other officer? It's not this one. Oh, that's him firing. So, These guys, unfortunately, I'm going to guess that this looks like an extremely rural area. So if you're wondering why their backup hasn't showed up, probably because they don't have any. And it's going to be a while until somebody can get there. The other guys who could have helped them out are standing on the side of the road back where this whole thing started.
I don't see any movement in either side, but he's got a goalie he can go down and I won't be able to see him.
Yeah.
I don't see movement. They just mentioned that he went down the ravine to the east.
So he's running out into the desert.
From the situation, it appears another civilian drives by the stolen cruiser.
Oh my God, bro.
Leave! Get out of here! No, not that way!
Okay, I've said this before in other videos, but trying to do traffic control of any type is the absolute most frustrating thing that a police officer can do, and it probably even worse when you're in a situation like this and people are just not getting what you're saying.
Also, our unit, advanced airmen to...
At least they turned around and they did get out of there. Okay. At some point, these officers are going to have to move up on this vehicle or figure out a way up to it. Probably, most likely, use like one of the vehicles for cover as they kind of slow roll it up. But I don't know. I haven't heard what their plan is yet. So situations like this, you really kind of just have to do the best you can and hope that it works out. If it was me, I'm probably taking this busted ass up piece of shit, throwing it in neutral and slow rolling it up to this guy until we can get some gunfire on him. But that's me.
Time passes, and officers call in Utah's SWAT team equipped with...
Dude, they got a damn Humvee. I would have never thought of that because my broke-ass county never had any access to some shit like that.
An armored truck to approach the suspect.
Fair
Reportedly,
enough.
he was still able to run off to a nearby river, and a search was initiated.
Damn it.
However, he was soon found and detained. There were no casualties during this incident. The passenger shot in the leg, and the suspect were both medically treated. For this incident,
Well, it's super unfortunate that this guy survived. I'll be
the
honest with you.
suspect was charged with 4 counts of attempted aggravated murder,
Good job.
2 counts of aggravated kidnapping, and 1 count of aggravated robbery,
Yep.
2 counts of theft, 2 counts of possession of a firearm by
There
a
you go.
restricted person, failing to respond to a police officer's command to stop, and altering the number or mark on a gun. His passenger was also charged with several crimes. For his crimes, he
Probably
was
drugs.
sentenced to a 25-year prison sentence. In 25 years, he will be 60 years old. He was also ordered to serve an additional 5 years of supervised release. As
Okay,
of the
we'll see
time
how
of
he does.
publication, his case in Minnesota is still pending.
Yeah, I'm sure he's really fearing that case in Minnesota. So this is the problem and the difference between states, like, and probably I would say generally you know what? I'll save this till after.
It's not the first time Minnesota has allowed a cop shooter to quickly be
There you
released
go.
on bail. Unfortunately, a local reform-minded prosecutor has begun denying our open records requests, resulting in lengthy legal fights in order to get videos like this one released to the public.
That's crazy, man. So legally speaking, from what I understand, when places like Midwest Safety do like Freedom of Information Act requests, they have to like fill out these like long forms, and I've had to do it before for other things since I left law enforcement, but it can be a little bit of a trying process in general, and I don't know what the legality is of a prosecutor actually blocking things like this. I don't know what that is, but they kind of touched on what I was gonna say.
please consider joining to become...
Okay. Yeah, I thought there was maybe more. But they kind of touched on what I was going to say with Minnesota. Minnesota and states like it are well known for being very light on criminals, and especially like violent criminals. And dude, I don't understand it. And it's, you know what? It's not even just, I will say this. There are district attorney's offices that are super light on criminals, and the reason being is because it's easier to offer them a plea deal and not have to go to trial than to take them to actual trial and have to do real work. And that was the case for the district attorney's office where I worked, and I'll put them on blast all day because fuck them. They literally just let criminals get away with whatever they want. And I'll tell this story just because it's the end of the video, and for those of you who have made it this far, I'll leave it as kind of either a bonus or a punishment, however you want to look at it. When I was still in it, I got a call from down in a place called White Eagle, which is actually kind of an Indian reservation down where I lived, and the original call was from a guy who said that his cousin, who the call ended up not even actually taking place on White Eagle, but he was there at the time. That's why I said. Anyway, so this guy calls and says his cousin's at his house. His cousin doesn't want to leave. His cousin this and that. He's causing problems. He's, talking about wrecking his house and threatening him and all this other stuff. So I'm like, okay, this sucks, because I was like 5 minutes away from getting off of work. So I drive all the way down to this guy's house, which ended up not being too far from White Eagle, and go to this guy's house. And I get out to go talk to this guy. I can see someone in a truck, like, off to the side of the house. I walk up and I call him over to me. And this dude, first of all, stands up, and he's like motherfucking 6'8" and like 400 pounds. And I was like, shit, I really hope this dude is like nice. Because I am, maybe at the time, I'm 6 foot, but maybe at the time I might have been 180. But this dude comes over, and he's relatively nice. I have a nice talk with him, whatever. I let him know, like, hey, your cousin doesn't want you here. Are you good with just going and stay somewhere else? He says, yeah, no problem. I said, okay. He seemed nice. He, very, very cordial to me. And he left, right? His cousin showed up right as I was getting ready to leave, and I talked to him a little bit, let him know the deal. He said, okay, no problem. Goes up to the thing. It's kind of a long story. But anyway, so the dude goes up there. So I leave. Dude goes up there, goes back, and ends up taking his cousin hostage. So, pulls a gun on him, does this, that, and other. Ends up going on like a crime spree, right? So, you could blame me for that, but I had no reason to arrest the guy. His cousin just wanted him removed from the property. And so, you could blame me for this. Everything that comes after, you could blame me for a certain point, but I really had nothing to go on when I made initial contact with him. Anyway, so he ends up pulling a gun on his cousin, tries to take him hostage. His cousin escapes. He pulls a gun on another chick. She drives off. He steals his cousin's truck, goes on like finds a gun in the console of the truck, and ends up going on like a shooting spree the next night. Like, apparently he went and got a bunch of meth and just started doing meth all night, and then starts shooting up a couple of semi-trucks. Me and my partner the next night are on duty, and we get a call because this guy's shooting at a semi-truck out on a country road. So we start heading over there, and I told my partner, I said, this truck matches the description of the truck that we were looking for last night. He's like, and so we're prepared, there's going to be some shit, right? So this guy's still trying to shoot at the semi when we finally find it, and the semi's driving right down the middle of the road and runs me and my partner off the road because he's trying to keep the guy from passing him. We end up getting into a 112 mile an hour pursuit, and we end up going into a city that we can't kill the pursuit because the guy's actually shooting at people. So we're doing 112 miles per hour down the main road of this city at 10 o'clock at night, and the local municipality is blocking roads as we go to try to keep people from pulling out into the intersection and wrecking into us because we can't stop. Finally, the guy ends up, and by the way, the guy's on the phone, our suspect is on the phone with our dispatch telling them that if we don't drop the pursuit that he's going to shoot us. But he ends up, I guess, having a malfunction in his gun, and he couldn't clear it, so he just gives up. Like, he pulls over on the side of the road. We do a felony stop on him, get him, blah, 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 arrest him. Fast forward. I'll just fast forward just to cut this. It went a lot longer than I expected. But we get to the trial and just everything that I've described so far. We get to the trial, and our district attorney tells us we're looking at like 11 felonies and, you know, so many misdemeanors. Like he's looking at least 4 life sentences for everything he did over the course of these 2 days. He's looking at 4 life sentences, and if he takes it to jury selection, then we're going to hammer him with all of it. Okay. So we get to the day of trial, and they're doing jury selection, and I'm sitting there waiting, and the DA's office, the district attorney comes in and is like, "Hey, job well done, guys. We got it taken care of. He pled out." And they were going to offer him 1 life sentence as a plea deal. So that was what they told us. So we get to this jury selection. He goes, "Good job. Well done, guys. He pled out." Cool. He got a life sentence. Well, no. We gave him 10 years and, we gave him 30 years, and with good behavior, he'll be out in 10. Yeah. So, I don't know if that illustrates, it feels like that should illustrate my point. But I'm going to cut it there, man. This one had me a little heated. That was high intensity. Go see Midwest Safety, man. I really, really like their videos, and I hope you do too. I hope they don't get mad at me for reacting to their stuff. I've had some channels that don't like me reacting to their stuff that I've had to cut out. But hopefully they don't mind so much. But anyway, go see them. Go give them some love. Come over and see me. Give me some likes, subscribe, shares. Please don't be afraid to subscribe to my channel and give me some likes and comments and all that sort of stuff. I really do enjoy it. But I'll see you guys on the next one. Stay safe and peace.